It's going already?
Yeah, it has been.
Oh, it has been going.
Extra.
Oh, okay.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, because every time we do this, it's like, oh, fuck, how do we do this again? So, aloha, and welcome to the Hoppy Hale, where we shoot the cruise, drink some brews, and maybe, just maybe, talk about the news. But probably not. So today on the show, we have a good friend of ours, Kaeo, Scrappah Kaeo, as I call him.
Yeah.
How you been, bruv?
Bro, it's so good to be on, honestly.
I know.
Since day one, before you even started, let's get this first. Like, me and Leo go way fucking back.
Yep.
I mean, not Hanabata days kind, but we met in college, right? Met through a friend of a friend. And first thing I meet Leo, bro, we're hitting it off from fucking minute one. First conversation, I could tell you're going to be a homie.
Yeah.
And fucking it just developed from there, man. We started training together like soon after. That was like probably within the first couple of days I met you, right?
I think that night we met, we were in Zion's room already. At least I know me and Zion we were rolling.
So we got to tell them this whole fucking story because, hey, this is some wild shit, not going to lie. Like, the way we used to train, can you imagine if somebody fucking... Let's say Max Holloway came into town. He's looking for somebody to train with, and we bring him over there. How would that fucking look nowadays? Like, bro, it was pretty rough.
Yeah, we used to do some...
It was pretty rough.
It was every day. It was like, okay, let's do some pad work. Okay, let's do some jiu-jitsu. Okay, we're sparring for 45 minutes.
And you just got to explain as well the environment we were training in.
Oh, we had
this shit, bro.
We had like a studio kind of place, but there was like a bed and then a couch. We used to push that shit all the way to the side. I got some old wrestling mats from a school that we borrowed, just all cracked, duct tape, fucking staff all over the place.
Oh yeah.
We just
all
roll
that
it
good
out.
stuff.
We just roll it out. And we just be fucking bouncing off of walls, just punching each other.
And just for perspective, these mats weren't like covering the room. It wasn't covering the whole floor of the studio.
Oh, yeah.
These mats were probably about 4 foot by 6 foot each. So
Covering
the area we're
half.
sparring in is way smaller than any type of ring or mat you would see in a real gym, you know?
You're pretty much in the pocket.
You're in the pocket
whole
all the
time.
time.
You're just getting punched in the face.
You got
and
about
punching
2
them in the
steps
face.
back, and that's it. So that's how we started training together. First off,
And then it was years. We just punched each other in the face for years. After
essentially, bro. I mean, that was our entertainment back then, pretty much. That's how we kept fit. That's what was fun. Like,
punch
it was
each other
all
in
in
the
one.
face, and then we'd go to the house and watch fights.
Watch fights.
That was it. That was the day.
Well, that's how it started, and then it started turning into how should I say it? Fucking debauchery and that type of shit. Fucking every night after we were training for a while, we would smoke hookah every single night after training.
Yeah.
Like,
so
think about how wild that is.
So I mean, I guess you can see how like Nate Diaz guys are in good shape because they just train and smoke. But if you're consistent, fuck, you can be in shape and smoke.
Right. It's almost like they combine their two loves of getting high and exercising. They fucking get high before they exercise. They get high after they exercise to recover, and like it's just a cycle.
Yeah, and they just go. I mean, I remember one. I forget who it was, but one of the coaches was
cheers,
like,
bro.
Cheers.
Oh,
Before we start going, so tonight we're drinking Maui hard seltzer, the POG.
It's only 100 calories.
It's only 100 calories. It's 5%.
Handcrafted in Hawaii, by the way.
Yeah, Maui Brewing. No, Maui Brewing is one of our favorite. We've done Maui Brewing before.
Nice.
So we're gonna go through a quick brew review. Braddah Leo's brew review of our seltzer. I don't even know. Should we do it on the seltzer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it on the seltzer. So we're gonna go. What is our brew review? This is my little handy dandy
Hey, okay.
beer review notebook. We just go through the list.
So it's supposed to be POG. I mean,
So the appearance.
Appearance. I mean, it's clear.
It's clear.
It's bubbly.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
seltzer,
clear.
all right.
It's a seltzer. Aroma. So what were you saying you smell?
I mean, I'm just getting like the carbonation, a slight like sweetness, like almost, I wouldn't say citrusy, but it's it's like
I just touched
it's
it.
just like a sweet, like
trying to get
fruity type of flavor. I mean,
like
smell
something in there, but you can't like define it by just smelling it. Just try and taste it. I just taste carbonation.
It does have a slight sweetness to it, like it's like the ghost of Pog.
Yeah, it's like out of POG, there's more P than anything.
Yeah,
there's just passion in here.
Yeah,
no orange, no guava, just passion.
It's like,
I guess
Pog.
We have to explain what Pog is, right?
So Pog is a staple drink of Hawaii. Passion orange and
passion
guava.
Orange guava. That's it.
And that's it. That's what Pog
But
stands
that's
for.
it. But in here, I can't taste any orange or any guava.
I mean, I feel like I do taste like a Pog.
I guess if you're expecting Pog, you're expecting Pog. And when you get this, it's like a watered down Pog.
What do they call that? Like placebo?
Placebo, yeah. You put the color, you put the letters, you just add, it's like strawberry in here.
Hey,
but it's Pog, so.
What is this alcohol testing at? 5%.
5%, man. 100 calories,
You drink 6 of these, you'll start tasting the Pog real quick.
Oh, yeah, we will. So the last one is stage, what was it? Bradah's Brew Review. Oh, no, that was a conventional brew review of, taste, aroma, mouthfeel, blah, blah, blah. Now we go Bradah's Brew Review, which is, what was the acronym, Stage? Do we remember it? The first one I know is shotgunability. Oh, D's. It's D's. Drinkability and shotgunability. So drinkability, how could you drink this with dinner, with lunch? If you're feeling, gnarly with breakfast, could you drink it any time of the day? When you could drink it sometimes, you know what I mean? Drinkability out of 5, 1 through 5. What would you rate this beer?
Honestly, for me, it's a 5.
Yeah.
Because seltzers, to me, it's very easy to drink compared to a beer. They're pretty light.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of just drinking like a soda,
Yeah.
Your kid just drink a soda in the morning, like. Yeah, I would give it a 5 for sure.
I would give it up there too, but it's super carbonated. Like.
That's true too.
It kind of bubbles on the back of your throat. So it's high though. It's like out of drinkability, yeah, like a 4.7. I can do a 4.7.
Okay.
And then we go to S, which is shotgunability.
Oh shit! Okay.
So
on a 1 to 5.
On a 1 to 5, but you have to do it after you shotgun it.
So I got a shotgun.
You got to shotgun it. Everyone I do it with you though.
How the fuck do I do a shotgun? I haven't done a shotgun in like.
You can just chug it. You can just chug it out the glass. That we usually just do that.
So that means I got to finish this one first, right? So I can shotgun a whole one.
Yeah. So I guess we'll prolong the shotgun ability. We'll drink this fast and then we'll shotgun ability it.
Well, I could just shotgun the rest of this.
Do you want to do that?
Fuck it.
Let's do it.
I'll give that a 4.3.
That's actually not, yeah.
Because the carbonation, like you said, that was pretty heavy.
Yeah, we'll make a grown.
It's like trying to fucking chug a Pepsi. Like, that shit just burns.
Yeah. But I was surprised. I thought it was going to get worse, but the carbonation doesn't get worse as you go. It just stays bad the whole time. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like you drink a Pepsi and it'll like start burning and it's like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. You're at the end of the can, you're like not even enjoying it. This one was pretty steady. It was just like, oh fuck. Straight away, Wasn't too bad. Yeah, cracking another one. So 4.3 you said?
I would say a 4.3 for me.
Yeah, 4.3 is a fair judgment for sure.
Okay, so and what is the next criteria?
This is the shoot the cruise part. talk about.
All right, bro.
News,
So
probably not.
next,
Bring it up. Let's get it.
I want to get into like our whole fucking just love of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Because as fans, like,
well,
we were wild about it before.
I'm gonna stop you right there because you're saying our, but you are, I think, a lot more educated and pretty much like broad in the subject. Like you know a lot more than me. I'm biased. I like a few fighters. I like what they do, and I just follow them. I feel like you're saying like names like this and that. This person, I'm like,
well,
you gotta fucking Google it. Like,
let's get into it, bro. Like,
no, so go off. Yeah, I just didn't want to be compared to your level because you're. I think you're in the fight game. You're a lot higher than I am for real.
Well,
in more ways than one.
Not gonna lie, like, fucking. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
I do not partake.
No.
Yes.
When did your love for fighting start? When did you realize you like UFC?
Oh, okay. So this goes way back. So that started probably when I was in about 9th grade in high school. So that would have been 2008. And this was at the time period where Chuck Liddell was in his prime. Anderson Silva was coming into his prime. GSP was up there.
If you can think of one fight that you can remember, like that was the time that I started liking fighting, or not even like liking fighting, but that was the time that I remember. Can you think of one fight?
This is beautiful because that leads right into this exact story I'm about to tell.
I love it.
Okay, so in about 2008, I was in 9th grade. And I was cruising with my friend Hoppy Hale a lot at the time.
Kama,
a good friend of everybody here in the podcast.
Yep.
So, yeah, I was hanging out with my new friend Kama I made in high school a whole lot. Hanging around in the town over from where I grew up. A lot more because he lived there.
Which is.
So he grew up in Waimea,
okay.
And that's where this story takes place. And I grew up in a tiny little town called Honoka'a. On Big Island.
Waimea. Shout out to you, country boys.
Shout out to the fucking Paniolos out there.
Paniolos, yep.
So, I was cruising with Kalma, and one night I'm sleeping over at his house, and we get an invite to go to his cousin's, which is literally right down the street, about 3 houses down. Nice. So, we go over to this cousin's house, and sure enough, it just happenstance that a bunch of his uncles were there, his stepdad's there, and they're all MMA fighters.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're all MMA fighters, and this cousin of my friend, Kekamalu, he was an aspiring MMA fighter, but, you know, he liked to fight on the streets a lot at the time.
Oh, of course, you know. It's Hawaii for you.
These are all some pretty badass dudes. And we get invited over for UFC. Ooh. This had to be a little after UFC 100. This was Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin. Oh. There was also on the card BJ Penn versus Kenny Florian.
Okay.
Because I remember both of those fights distinctly as like growing my love for fucking MMA, like just planting the seed. So all of these guys, all of this environment of these MMA dudes, these fucking real macho motherfuckers, and you know, they're analyzing the fight, talking about what they would do, like what their experience is like in fights, compared to like what's going on. So honestly, it was eye-opening for me because growing up as a kid, my parents had not given me any exposure to any kind of fighting. Like, literally, I got in a couple fights before that, and I had no idea what was going on. Like, I had never seen boxing. Like, I'd never seen a street fight. Like, so I was, 15 years old in 9th grade, right? Something like that?
Yeah, 14, 15.
14, 15?
You graduated
So
18,
think about that. Up to 14, I had almost no knowledge of what fighting was or the concept of.
Yeah, it's brand new. It's like you know.
And cricket. It was super exciting to me.
Yeah.
So on that night, I got to watch a hometown hero at the time, BJ Penn.
BJ.
He had a pretty grinding fight against Kenny. Kenny was I remember grinding him against the cage over and over. Mm-hmm. That's what I remember distinctly. I don't remember the other really bits and pieces of, striking back and forth or what. Yeah. But I remember distinctly Kenny pushing him against the cage a lot and everybody's booing because, they're cheering for BJ. They want him to win. And eventually, BJ gets the takedown. He gets the back. And he did a move I just blew my mind at the time where he had the back, had his hooks in. He was going for the rear naked, but Kenny was beautifully defending the arms, defending the neck. BJ, with his crazy leg dexterity, which if people don't know, he could use his legs like another pair of arms on the ground. His legs were just incredibly flexible and strong.
I heard, this might not be right, but I heard that he could put his leg
behind his head
without touching
without touching it. Yeah. I'm not even joking. It is.
That's some monkey
people
shit
now
right there.
Would not even understand how crazy BJ was at this time. People would grab single legs on him and literally lift his heel above his head and trying to push him back to drive him backwards, and he would just be hopping on one leg.
Just fucking stanky legging it.
At the time, he was impossible to take down. It was incredible.
Yeah.
So he was on Kenny's back. Kenny was defending the choke, and BJ lifts his leg and starts with his heel striking Kenny in the abdomen. And hard as fuck, too, if I might add. He straight up lifted his foot as high as he could and just hammered Kenny over and over in the abs. And it opened up the fucking choke. He sunk it in.
Yeah, fuck, that hurts. Oh, shit, my neck.
It was multiple times. So, man, that just blew my mind at the time. And then the big one was Anderson Silva went up to light heavyweight and he fought Forrest Griffin, who at the time was he was just recently, I think he just had recently lost the title or he was about to win the title. So he was at the top of the division. Anderson Silva moved up from being middleweight champion to challenge Forrest Griffin. And Anderson put on the most incredible fucking show I've ever seen.
I was so bummed that fight.
It was like the fucking Matrix when I seen this. I remember I had never seen fighting really before. And Anderson Silva bobbed and weaved better than anybody I've ever seen.
Hit him with a jab and just fucking just dismantled him with one jab. Boop. And he was just
I know that was a long runaround story about it, but that is where my love of MMA started and fighting.
Stacey, did you get that card?
What card? The Anderson Silva Forrest Griffin?
Yeah.
101.
101.
UFC, so it was...
Yeah, UFC 101.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
You're right, BJ did fight on that. Kenny Florian.
Yep.
I remember
that distinctly. Those two fights. I don't remember any of the other fights at all. But I remember those two fights, and that was just it just planted the seed in my mind. That is fucking awesome. I got a punching bag soon after, and I just used to fucking watch UFC and just try to copy whatever the fuck I seen on UFC, I started going back on, at the time, what was the app called? Pirate Bay. I used to go on Pirate Bay all the time and download fucking shit. I would download the old UFCs and watch them.
Okay, so was that after Frostwire?
Yeah, that was after.
Yeah.
You guys remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember because
LimeWire was first.
Yeah, LimeWire and then Frostwire was supposed to be the better one, right? It was supposed to be you don't get.
And they were both fucked up.
But you gotta wait 48 hours. Yeah, you gotta wait 33 hours.
And you're playing a huge gamble of you're gonna fucking get some kind of virus on your computer.
At 32 hours, you're like, nah, fuck it, I'm just gonna delete it. I don't want to get the virus. You just fucking delete it.
Sorry, I'm a little bit behind, but yeah, that.
Don't worry, Beef Curry. Just we'll get it. No, so yeah, I mean, I remember those fights though. I remember those two fights. And not so much the Kenny Florian, but I remember fucking Forrest ran straight out of the ring after.
He was crying, bro.
Yeah, he was crying.
It was devastating.
It was
honestly, I would have
right?
been embarrassed if I was him too. But Anderson Silva was just that good at the time.
Well, even that I read I read a tweet that Chris Lieben tweeted recently, and it said when he was supposed to fight Anderson Silva, it said, I'm supposed to fight a spider, but they I forget what he
gave
said.
me the goat.
But he worded it like a fucking magician. It was like, I was supposed to fight a spider, but they slipped in a goat or some shit like that. And I was like,
okay,
Chris Lieben, I see you, because Chris Lieben, you think he's on punchy fuck, but like, don't give no credit to nobody, but
I mean, he was a scrappy motherfucker, but Anderson took him out.
Anderson, I think, was the first one to TKO him, right?
And that was Anderson's first fight in the UFC. And one of my favorite stories I actually heard from the Joe Rogan podcast was
shout out Joe, that's our boy.
Joe Rogan.
He's supposed to be on the podcast, but
that's my cousin.
He's stuck up there and wherever the fuck he is.
So
COVID.
He was saying that at the time he was watching I think Anderson was competing in an event in an organization called not King of the Cage. Anyway, that was not important, but he was competing overseas, not in the UFC.
Was it like Risen?
No, anyway, the organization's not important, but he was competing overseas somewhere and not in the UFC. And when they finally signed him and they announced he was going to fight Chris Lieben as his introductory fight, Joe looked at the lines in Vegas and they were stupid in favor of Chris for that type of fight. So plus like 400 or so, when it was obvious Anderson was plus 400, but it was obvious Anderson was going to be the winner.
So what they
based on their styles. So that's my favorite part. Joe starts calling up all his friends and he says, bet the house on the Brazilian. Bet the fucking house.
No,
while we're on this UFC, I mean, you guys should talk about this week.
Oh, so this week is the big one. I mean,
there's quite a few names.
I'm sorry,
I really wish that we would have done this before he moved. Yeah. Because we would have a complete fight podcast, just me and you would be talking about all kinds of shit.
Yeah, so we'll just put it out there. I'm actually back in Hawaii visiting from Las Vegas for a week.
Yes, he's moved to Las Vegas to go into better endeavors and brighter horizons.
But anyway, we'll have to cut this podcast a little bit shorter than I wanted today, but and
I mean,
we'll have more for sure.
I'm not too fond of the FaceTime podcasts. I like these, so that's why. We could always start one and talk about fights, and it would probably be extremely successful. But fuck, I don't like the. I like the in-person ones. They're so much better.
Yeah.
Well, might have to do it with the times.
Mm-hmm.
Might have to.
Well, bro, this was a good introduction to possibilities. I know we've always talked about podcasting and whatnot.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of podcasts, but
big fan
anyway.
See, that's the thing. Big fan of podcasts and big fan of fights. So, I mean, it'll be perfect. You know what I
mean? Yeah.
But anyway, what were we talking about? We're talking about the McGregor fight?
Give us your views on the main
Okay, so we'll give them the main event. Can you look
up the odds real quick?
And while just the McGregor fight?
If you can look up all of them, at least the McGregor and the Burns fight. I don't know who else is on the card. I didn't really look into it. You know who else is on the card?
Mm-mm.
He didn't look into it either.
I'm too busy this past week, bro.
It's been a crazy week. Been trying to get you on the show. Been trying to hang out. It's been.
Hey, but that's all right. We're here now.
Hey, limited time is better than no time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So
nice to see you, my man.
The favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Under 2.5 rounds.
Okay. Under 2.5. So they're thinking TKO or submission for Poirier. Under 2.5, which is half the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Take that.
Ty is also fighting.
Tuivasa? Let's go, Bam Bam.
Let's go.
You win, I'll do the shui with you. You lose, I'll do a shui for you. Because, fuck, man.
Gilbert Burns is the favorite.
Okay.
Okay, that's understandable. He just fought for the title.
So anyway, breakdown of the main event.
Okay.
I think.
Should we save that? Or you have any input on the Gilbert Burns one?
Let's go right into the main event, bro.
Just
Right into the meat.
Bang it out right into the
Everybody
meat.
wants to hear about the big fight, you know?
Don't prolong it. Don't prolong that shit.
So,
main event.
My pick is honestly Conor McGregor.
I like it.
I pick Conor.
I'm thinking that too, man. He's a smart dude.
He's a very smart dude. In my opinion, Conor is really good in rematches. It seems to me as if when he gets that loss to somebody, it just lights a fire under him, you know?
Yes.
I hope that he comes prepared with a different style, a little bit more of his previous style when he was the double champ and more at the time when he was at 145. I feel like at that time he was a little bit more elusive and that the low leg kicks wouldn't be as big of a factor if he had that type of movement. Yeah. At the same time, I do think Poirier is just incredibly like focused right now. His what's the word I'm looking for? His confidence. It's sky high right now. He already knocked out Conor in the last fight. And on top of that, he's on something like he lost to Khabib, but before that, he was on something like a 8 or 9 fight win streak. I mean, he's just streaking and he's peaking at number 1 and he's trying to claw his way to that fucking championship spot. But, I mean, if he beats Conor, for sure he's going to get the title shot. No doubt about it. But I just feel like Conor's going to come a little bit more prepared and just with a different style than this last fight when we seen him.
For sure. Is that thing still solid, the light?
Mm-hmm.
The light here? Okay. So, just had to make sure. I don't need any more technical difficulties. I've fucking done that enough. But you're right. I think Conor McGregor comes in rematches, immediate rematches though. He comes fully prepared. I think the first time he beat Poirier and then forgot. You know, it was like, 3 years, 4 years since he fought him the first time. He came back. Poirier grew a lot and he just thought, I'm just going to do the same thing again. Now he has like a template of what to do. And I honestly think that he's a little bit more in his head too this time. Because last time he was like, Poirier was like, nah, I'm not going to feed. The first time he was like, hothead. Oh, this fucker's got me.
He was heated.
Yeah, he got me. I'm fucking losing it. The second time he was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to react to anything. I'm cherry. This time, now he's talking. He's getting back into it with him. And one thing that I saw today, Stage, is because it's fight week, right? So they do the embeddeds. 2 episodes, they didn't show McGregor.
Really? I haven't.
2 episodes. Oh, I didn't finish the second episode, but the first episode, none of McGregor.
Interesting.
Burns, Thompson, and Poirier. No McGregor. Second one, I'm at least 3/4 of the way through. No McGregor.
Really?
So you gotta kind of be wondering like, okay, so this guy's not putting any time aside for the embeddeds. He must be fucking hustling, right?
Well, that's what we all hope, man.
I just.
Well, if you're rooting for McGregor, that's what you really hope is that he just makes the adjustments because you know he's like you said, he's smart.
He's a smart guy, bro. He
has
way.
High fight IQ from what we've seen in the past. Like, he can literally plan out combos that he's gonna use in the fight and devastate people with.
I was just gonna say, with what you're saying, he's smart and he can come up with combinations. So I was gonna ask you if you know, because you used to watch that Muay Thai guy, right? That white Muay Thai guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm sure.
Damien Trainer, shout out.
What was it?
Damien Trainer, shout out.
Shout out. He's fucking a magician. I watch some of his stuff too. I come across it every once in a while. I'm like, holy fuck. But the low kick, I'm sure the low kick is an opening for something.
The head or the body.
Can you? Sure. So if someone's Dustin is orthodox.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that I told Stacia too about Conor being kind of unorthodox and more of like a karate stance.
Yes.
The only way you can neutralize an unorthodox fighter is to be more orthodox. So like if your technique and your shit is sound, think about Douglas Lima when he fought
Michael Venom Page.
Michael Venom Page.
Yeah.
Michael Venom Page all over the fucking place. And he stayed in there and he did his thing and fucking clipped him.
Right back to you. No, well, that's the thing. He hit him with a leg kick first. And that goes back to what...
And he kind of...
That's what goes back to what you were saying about the leg kick. That's very dangerous for elusive people. In that, like you said, Douglas Lima literally tripped up Michael Venom Page. He hit him to the back of the calf with a hard leg kick and tripped him. And as Page was trying to stand back up, that's when Lima hit him with the uppercut.
Clipped him, right?
So I do think that even if Conor goes back to his more elusive karate type style, more kick heavy, the calf kick is still a very, very dangerous weapon.
Oh, for
sure.
But
what I'm hoping he's more prepared for is using that light-footed stance to be ready to check the kicks. Because people would not believe how bad a checked kick hurts.
Oh, yeah.
The person who is kicking.
Oh, yeah.
If you check 2 or 3 of those kicks, you are not going to see them kick the same way again. They're going to be very tentative about how they kick after that.
Well, especially too because if you're calf kicking, most of the time you're calf kicking with your foot, right? Because it's kind of you're trying to kind of catch around the side.
Most people are going to try hit with the shin for sure.
For sure they're trying to because it's usually higher. But when you're you're calf kicking, for me I don't know, I might be wrong, but for me I see that the calf kick is too low to bring up the leg to check with your shin, so they try and check you with the knee. So I don't know, I might be wrong, but if going back to what you're saying, if he's kicking with his foot, once you check it on the top of the foot, that fucker hurts.
That hurts. Could literally break his foot on the very first kick.
Yeah, just the small bones, the metatarsals right on the top could destroy the foot. So going back to what you said of damage, if he was to check one of those,
and that's what people don't understand too. They think that you can just push through whatever it might be, a checked kick or something, but all the time you see in the UFC that just some random event or some random transition can cause an injury, and that fighter is not the same anymore. The same thing for that checked kick. One checked kick, like you said, on the top of the foot, even a regular one, shin to shin, that could majorly hurt his leg to the point where maybe Dustin couldn't move the same way anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But I would like to see Conor just open up a lot more with the kicks. I feel like in that second matchup they had, he was using a lot more of a boxing style in where he was like leaning very far over as if he was like doing a Mike Tyson type like bob and weave. He would weave over like really far to throw his combo. And I would like to see him just kind of find the openings and just place his punches and kicks better. Maybe mix it up with some like front kicks to the body, like Dustin tries to go for that low kick, just be really light on that front foot and teep kick him right in the stomach as he tries to low kick you,
Yeah, that's one thing that I think I remember Conor doing is like he was really light on his front foot. Like he would lift it a lot. Even for a feint, or even if someone was trying to kick, he would lift it plenty. But I feel like this past one, or this way, right? But I feel like this past one, he was just like leaning onto it, and then like how you said, he's like Mike Tyson, and he's like leaning a lot on the front, and he would just
try to throw
kick
from
it
there.
like, oh fuck.
I feel like Conor does have some incredible power in that left hand, and if he could just find a way to use that elusiveness and avoid the dangerous fucking punches and low kicks of Dustin, he could find the opening to land that bomb of a left hand,
Because that's actually the only thing that stopped him was that low kick. Because, he wasn't in trouble until he caught a couple, didn't check him, slowed down, got stopped up against the cage, and he was just...
And again, I'm not saying that Dustin is a bum or anything. No, I have major respect for Dustin. He is an incredible fighter, and he's at the top. But, it's just kind of my bias that I want to see Conor win.
I feel
but
the same way.
At the same time, I do see a lot of ways that Dustin could win against Conor. There's a lot of openings if, like you said, he just stays very orthodox and he just puts the pressure on Conor.
Because he's a much better wrestler, a much better jiu-jitsu practitioner, right?
Yeah, all over on the ground.
I have a question. Have you ever caught a calf kick, like full blast calf kick?
Not without shin pads on.
Bruh.
I can't say that I have without shin pads on.
I haven't caught a calf kick while sparring or fighting, but one time when I was playing football, I told you this story, I was young playing midgets, so I was like 6th grade. Yeah, I was 6th grade playing with 8th, 9th graders.
Okay.
And then I was I wasn't big, so I was small then too. Okay. And then one of the guys grabbed me and like kind of tossed me in the air. And then one of the other guys like speared me right on the outside, like right where the calf kick is now. Just helmet to outside muscle. And I mean, it hurt because it's helmet to a body part, but it's nothing. You don't think anything. And I went to get up, and my whole leg failed. And I fell right back down, and I was like, what the fuck? And because it didn't hurt, but he hit it, it just failed. So I went to stand back up again, and I fell again. I did it like 3 times, and the coach guys was like, "Oh, stay down, stay down, stay down." And that was like, when were we 6th grade? We graduated 2011. Mm-hmm. What is that? 6 years before that? No, yeah.
6 to 7 years back.
Right, 6 years before. So like 2005. 2005, yep. And I felt that in 2005. So. I understand what these guys are feeling now. Like, I felt that fucking, bro, it just fails. If the fucking thing just fails, you can't put no pressure on it. As soon as you put pressure on it, it just gives out. So I know what they feel. It fucking sucks.
Yep. So major props to those fighters, man. And I just wish them the best of luck. Honestly, as much as I'm rooting for Conor, I would be happy for Dustin if he wins also. And I honestly just want to see a great fight from both of them. Yeah. I want to see them bring their best in this fight because, trilogies are hard. You don't usually get another fight after the trilogy.
Nah, so, yeah, you don't fight again.
So, the best of luck to both of them and wish them the best of luck on this weekend, man.
Yeah, because you gotta win it. You're the top, the 2 out of 3. You don't get, out of 5 series in fighting. You get the best out of 3 and that's it. So, I think that's why I think McGregor's win. And you guys both know I have not been a McGregor fan my whole life. Because when he fought Max Holloway, I was not a fan of him. So to be rooting for him, I just think the best of Conor, that I'm expecting the best out of both. But to me, the best of Conor is better than the best of Poirier. Okay. I'm not saying that I don't like Poirier because I like him. I like him. He's a good guy.
He's a beast, man.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I just think from if he shows us something different on Saturday, I'll say sorry. Whatever.
This will be an awesome fight, though. It's gonna be exciting.
I'll say sorry, but I just think that the best of Conor is better than the best of Poirier. What we've seen right now.
Yep. All right, man. Well, shit. I'm sorry. I got to catch a flight tonight and cut this one short, but we'll be back here in just a few.
Well, it's a traveling podcast, so we're not rich. So
hey,
we don't have a home studio.
I consider that a perk, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. We don't got a home studio, so we're not locked to this place. We can next time we go to Vegas, we'll do one in your room.
Fuck yeah. Hell
we'll
yeah.
do it in the garage. We can do it anywhere we want. We can do it wherever fits. But
thanks for having me, man. I'll be back again soon.
This one was too short.
Too short, man.
It was too short.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was good.
Aloha.